Hi, I'm Steve James with SnoWest Magazine. I'm here with Jerry Matthews, the starting line, and we're going to put together a set of Mohawk skis for my Summit X. And Jerry's going to walk us through the process of how to assemble the ski. We'll put it on, and then we'll get it out on the snow here a little bit later. Jerry, go ahead and take over.
Okay, so one of the first things I do when I assemble a set of skis is I don't like it when you dry off your sled and you're left with some water in the low positions of the ski. And so what I always do is take a small drill bit, usually a 16th or right around that area, and drill a hole in the low point of each of the cavities. And what that does is just, you can see it from the bottom side. You can see where those holes came through. And what that does is just allows the water to drain out of it. You do it before you put the carbide on because the carbide interferes with the drill bit, and you'll break your drill bit if you do it afterwards. So
I noticed you prepped your carbide too in a certain way. Tell me about that.
yeah, so before I started this, I just set the carbide in, and I noticed that right up in front, the carbide was hitting a little harder than I wanted it to on the ski. And so you can see right on the tip of the carbide where I ground it down just ever so slightly so that everything fits nice in there. And then when you pull it all together, when you bolt everything together, it sits exactly where I want it to sit. So I always double check that. And on this carbide set and the ski set, I mean, things vary a little bit in manufacturing, and especially when you're talking plastics manufacturing.
Yeah. So it may not be necessary on most skis, but
No.
on some, just check.
Something to just check. And I think that holds true whether you're using a starting line product ski or another brand ski. Just check what the carbide fit is, and if you need to grind just a little bit, don't be afraid to do so.
Okay.
So on this ski, we're going to start out with prepping it with the loop. I've got the loop fasteners right here that go into the ski. Take a mallet, I stick that in the hole. It's got a little knurled edge, as you can see it right there, that grabs onto the ski. Come over to the corner of the bench where you've got a straight shot all the way to the ground with a support, and just smack it a couple times until it sits flush. Same thing on the second one. Doesn't take a lot of force. And then the loop in the rear hole, we've got another fastener that is beveled on. It's tapered right in this area. Just drop that in. Drops in about 3/4 of the way. Same thing. Couple of sharp taps. It drops all the way in. Now, these loops are designed to go over the front of the ski. That's one difference between our skis and some of the OE skis, some of the original equipment manufactured skis. This comes from an ISR racing rule where the ski loop has to go over the outside edge of the front of the tip of the ski. The reason for that is if you hit someone or something, it can't deflect the loop. If the loop was in this position, it could deflect on the loop and catch. And so from a safety standpoint, they do it this way so that either you go over the top of the ski or under the ski if you hit something. So anyway, it is an ISR legal piece for racing, where a lot of the OEM skis are not, believe it or not. So we use a little blue Loctite on the fasteners. Just takes a little dab on the tip.
That's included in the kit.
Yep. Line up the the loop, drop the fastener on, start it in the hole, take the second fastener, and these are the smaller of the 3 fasteners that come in the kit. Again, you can get carried away with the Loctite. I just try to have some on the tip of it. Again, the same thing there. Then I'll take, well, I've got the Loctite out, do the same thing with the larger screw. Cap on the Loctite so it doesn't make a mess. Grab your large Phillips screwdriver and tighten all 3 of the bolts. Sequence doesn't matter here. You can tighten them in any order. You can see how I've got my left hand on the bottom side of the ski. I'm actually feeling the fastener to see if it's turning, and I tighten it until it starts to spin that fastener. On the front ones, this is just tapered back here, so it's not knurled in place. Do the same thing. You won't turn the fastener. You'll just take it to tight on these. I think we have a torque spec in the
Instructions.
instructions, but you have a pretty good feel for it as far as when they're tight. Double check them. And we're done with the assembly of the loop. When we designed this, we wanted a nice, attractive means of fastening the loop to the ski, and I think we got it with that fastener sequence. Next, what we'll do is put the carbide on. So you take the carbide, drop it into place. Actually, I forgot the keel blade. So this is a new piece that we have. We've been using a keel blade with a shorter carbide on trail sleds for forever, and we're extremely happy with the results. We went to a long runner keel blade configuration for essentially all of our skis if you want to do it. If you want to take nearly all of the hunting and darting out on a ski, then you'll use the keel blade in its place.
Does that come with the kit, or is that a separate item?
It's a separate item. These carbides could be used on their own, just like this, or as we are going to install them today, drop the keel blade over the carbide, slide it into place, and essentially that's what you get. So this ski is naturally, it doesn't dart or hunt for ruts in a frozen trail like your stock skis would, and a lot of that is because of the hourglass shape and the vertical sidewalls. Again, an hourglass shape in the rear. Gull wing edges help with that as well. And then adding the keel blade into place virtually eliminates all of your hunting and darting. And the thing I see with the keel blade is if you didn't know that it was on there, you wouldn't know. But if you take it off after you've gotten used to riding with it and go to ride with just the long runner without the keel blade, you'll definitely know as soon as you get into a rutted trail situation where it's hard conditions. So,
okay.
Then I take and put the nut on the front stud. Tighten it up. I'm feeling the torque. You're just going through plastic here. So a couple things that I want. I want the stud to at least come flush with the end of the nut because it's a Nylox nut. I also look at where the carbide is sitting against the keel blade, make sure that everything pulled up tight against the plastic. We're gonna go just a hair more on this one. We do have a torque spec on this. I guess I should have looked at that, but I've done so many of these skis that I know pretty well where to put it. So next we're gonna go to the sled. We're gonna pull the stock ski off and we're going to put the saddle on, because the saddle goes on the spindle first and then the ski will drop on like so.
Okay.
Now when I put these back together, you want to leave the spindle bushing in the spindle. We'll use that, but pull the ski out. Then I drop the bolt through the back through the ski, run the nut onto it, and set the ski aside. And that way, when you ever need that ski again, everything's there to bolt it back on the unit. I personally like using the ski in the centered position. I find that the handling is best that way, and that the saddle damper has the longest life in that position. So the reason that the handling's best in that instance is both skis are turning the same radius when you turn. When you go to the skis all the way out or the skis all the way in, one ski turns a different arc than the other one. Simple as that. Sometimes you've got to use a mallet. Sometimes you get lucky and they just go right into place. I always tighten those by hand because I want to know how it feels. We do have a torque spec on that as well. Then we'll take the ski and drop on it. Now there's two positions in the saddle for the ski. The front position is going to give you lighter handling characteristics, but it's going to have more self-steering. On a Ski-Doo, typically I always put the ski in the rear position. On some of the other models, I guess even some of the other Ski-Doo models, I may use the forward position, but it's just a little bit lighter steering. The rear position is more predictable, and what it is if you were to turn the sled and then let go of the bars in the rear position, the skis will come back to center on their own quicker than they will in the front position. So that's what I mean by self-steering. And there you have it. We have a set of skis installed. I would recommend torquing the saddle to the torque specs that we provide in the instruction sheets. And other than that, you're ready to go for a good ride.
Sounds great. Thanks. That was Jerry Matthews with Starting Line Products.